Hello and welcome to another educational video brought to you by Baintree Wealth Advisors. My name is Christina Perez and I'm a financial advisor here at Baintree. Today we're going to be talking about rebalancing. Let's get started. First of all, just want to introduce you to the Baintree 401k team. We are your retirement plan advisor, so you can feel free to utilize us for financial planning conversations or through these educational resources as well. Next, we have general disclosures. Essentially, in summary, this is stating that this information that we're providing is general and for education purposes only. We are not taking into account your personal and financial situation and objectives. So please be sure to consider that before implementing any of these strategies. So today we will be talking about what is rebalancing and why is it important, an example of how a portfolio may drift over time, and how to rebalance. So rebalancing is really the process of getting your portfolio back to the target risk or target allocation. Target allocation just means the specific percentage of stocks to bonds and other asset classes. So there's two main ways to rebalance a portfolio. You can invest any new money going into the account into the asset classes or sectors and styles of holdings that are underweight, and that way you are building them and getting them back up to the target. Or you can also sell some of the positions that have gained and are now overweight and then reallocate those gains or the proceeds of those gains into the underweight areas of the portfolio. So why is rebalancing important? Rebalancing is how you ensure that you are taking on the intended level of risk that you desire. Keep in mind, when it comes to investing, the only thing we really can control is how much risk we can take. So that is why it's important to make sure that your portfolio doesn't drift over time. And that essentially will cause you to take on more risk than you actually were intending. So here we actually show if an investor had originally invested in 2010 a portfolio that was meant to have 50% stock exposure and 50% bond exposure. If they simply let that portfolio ride, meaning they didn't sell it, did no rebalancing, in 10 years, that equity or stock exposure would have grown to 67%. And that's because historically and generally, stocks tend to increase in value much faster than bonds. So that's why the 50% of stocks eventually grew to 67%. So once it's at, close to 70% stock, you're going to be facing much more volatility in your portfolio or your account than when it was 50-50. So that's why we want to rebalance regularly and ensure that we are still allocated as we originally intended. There's different ways and approaches to rebalance a portfolio. The first way is doing it yourself. So you can set a cadence, whether it's monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. And essentially, for beginners, we would have you focus on simply the target percentage of stocks to bonds and other asset classes, and just ensure that you are allocated appropriately for your investment time frame and your personal risk tolerance. For more sophisticated investors who are doing it themselves, they may even want to rebalance the stock exposure and really focus on how each sector and style of stock is weighted as well. The second approach you can use is having a professionally managed account or portfolio. And by utilizing those types of services, you are either working with an advisor who is managing your account and regularly rebalancing your portfolio. Or if you're using just an investment product that offers professional management via a fund manager, such as target retirement date funds or target risk funds, those investment products will automatically and regularly rebalance the portfolios as well. The one thing is the timing of when the rebalancing happens can vary from daily to monthly to quarterly to semi annually or annually. So you definitely want to check if you're using one of these products or services. You will want to be sure to know how often the rebalancing is happening. And then lastly, you can always work with your financial planner or advisor, and they can work with you to review your portfolio and ensure that it hasn't drifted and does not need to be rebalanced. Or if it does, they can help you with that process as well. As always, if you have any further questions, you can feel free to reach out to your HR representative or feel free to contact us at this information below. Thank you and have a great day.